The NFL gambling podcast portion of Week 2 Lookahead lines on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our SGP Patreon. Sports with some perks contests and contests including our NFL win totals contest with a $1,000 prize. Join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Snag those tickets without the stress. Use the promo code SGPN on your first purchase to save $20. Download the Game Time app and use the promo code SGPN. Hey, and we are also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play Underdog, pick them in college or NFL to win 20 times one game. Use the promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And last but not least, we're also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the promo code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they just bet $5 on any NFL game. The NFL is back only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code SGP.
I'm just about that action, boss.
You have to be kidding me. That is impossible.
I'm raising the ante. Anybody wants any deal?
He is Houdini.
Jordan Davis, dog. Jalen Hurts, dog. A.J. Brown, dog.
How many people want to eat a W tonight?
And welcome, everybody, to the NFL Gambling Podcast. Oh, man, the music to my ears on that intro right there. Football season's here. We had preseason's finally done. Had college football all weekend. And now we're at Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, everybody. You know what that means. 3 days away, 72 hours away from the National Football League kickoff between the Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions. But if you're wondering who the hell you're listening to yelling at you, I am Moneyline Mac, and I am joined each and every episode in this NFL season. Year number 2, the tag team is back. He is Mr. Old-Fashioned Football. J. Mark, what is going on, brother, and happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. We made it through a whole season without saying something too offensive to get us canceled. That's a win, right?
That is a win, and you know me and Riverboat Ron, we're back for another year. What else could go wrong? I mean, hey, you know what? I guess we did a good enough job where they brought us back. So looking forward to another exciting week, or not week. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting week, but an exciting season in the NFL. To give a little scheduling program for our audience, J. Mark and I will be here every Monday recapping the previous Sunday and looking ahead to the following week. I think we got a lot of positive feedback last year in the inaugural year on those look ahead lines. So we'll look ahead to week 2. Today's a little different though, because we can't really base anything off of what we've seen other than, I guess, preseason. So if we're going off preseason, the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl because they were phenomenal. And I guess the Skins, because, you know, Riverboat Ron 3-0, he ended the Ravens streak. But J. Mark, we're also going to do the AM, the morning football, or 1 p.m. if you're on the East Coast on Wednesdays, just like last year. What do you think about sliding you over into the recap show? I know you're looking forward to that because I know you and I kind of split it on and off with Rod last year. Me, personally, it's my favorite show of the week, recapping the games and looking ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So even as a bettor, looking 2 weeks ahead was never something I really considered until you and Rod started the show last year. And it's like, damn, you can find some good values. If you really look into the numbers and think about the different scenarios, you can get yourself a lot of points without having to pay for them.
No doubt. And I think we're going to even see value in week 2. And I'm with you, man. I had so much fun doing this show last year. Like, I'd never done what you did, like what you just talked about, where you're looking ahead multiple weeks in advance. You're always just worried about the next game. And I know sometimes some people will say CLV is overrated. And I mean, it can be when you're nonstop bragging about it on Twitter, and those people know who I'm talking about. So Jab's coming in early and often on the NFL Gambling Podcast for me. But yeah, I think that you can really get ahead. You can get something even a touchdown of value. That doesn't mean you're going to win, but at least you can go to bed that night before and feel good about having that positive CLV. Nick Fortune's in the chat. No, I'm on the Cornhuskers. I'm fading Deion. I've had enough of this. You know what? I'm not a Deion hater, but I am a Deion hater because you know what Deion has brought out, J Mark, and I think the main guys can agree. All of a sudden, it's become a Dallas Cowboys reunion between Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman. You got Deion talking about the night. Here, we're going to put the over-under right now. Clip this, everybody. Deion Sanders is going to replace Mike McCarthy as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys if old Mike doesn't win some games early in the season. What do you think of that?
I like it, and I can see it happening because McCarthy should be on a short leash. I don't know if he is, but he should be on a short leash. And I also saw Nick's disappointed no NCAA schedule, I guess one game. There's 2 CFL games, Nick. The Argonauts are playing right now. Go watch some CFL.
Yeah. Pick Dundee over there, like she's talking a little CFL. But before you know it, they're going to have Jerry Jones giving his breakdown on these Colorado Buffaloes. So I've had enough of Deion in primetime. I saw him enough in his years at Dallas. I don't need to see him win any more games. So go Nebraska. The country needs you. Nebraska, great state, like the great state of Iowa where J Mark resides. Speaking of college football, J Mark, before we get into week 2, who you got the Cy-Hawk Bowl this weekend in the Battle of Iowa between the Cyclones and Hawkeyes?
Oh, I got to go with the Hawkeyes, and don't compare Nebraska to Iowa ever again, please.
I knew you would take offense to that. Most importantly, are you taking the under in the Iowa State game?
Every game until the Hawkeyes show that they can score. I saw the game on Saturday was their first opening drive passing touchdown since 1991. It's a new era in Hawkeye football.
They still only scored 24 points. It's absolutely fantastic. That's why Iowa State's my favorite, one of my favorite games of the year. Go bet the under. Final score 10-9. I can't tell you who's going to win. Maybe the Hawkeyes get it done. But before we talk about week number 2 in the National Football League, we got to talk about a little thing called DraftKings. Because can you believe we've had 7 months? My God, that's a long time without an NFL game. It's crazy. Well, good thing it's over. The NFL is here. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for week 1. This week, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. That's not too hard to ask. DraftKings is hooking everybody up with a game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check out the app and see what you get. I don't know what my week 1 lock is. I kind of lean in New England here with the points. Maybe you'll sprinkle some on the money line. Do you got anything in week 1 you really like, J Mark, that you want to give out in our DraftKings promo here?
Yeah, Bears.
I knew you were going to say that.
With the 2.5. Come on, easy money.
My lock might be the Cardinals because I know that you can't lay a touchdown with Riverboat. But hey, get over there, download now, and use the promo code SGP to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's a code SGP only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after insurance. And we are also brought to you by Game Time. Get those tickets. Football season is here. And I'm sure you're wanting to buy some tickets for your favorite events. And it's stressful out there. I mean, I get it, everybody. Economy's tough right now. Ticket prices are tough. It's $20 to buy a beer at FedEx Field. Hot dogs are $10. It's hard, man. And it's tough to budget out ahead of time. And planning's overrated. You want to get the tickets the morning of. Get the best possible tickets, and there's no better place to do so other than at Game Time because it's the fastest way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater near you with killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guaranteed. You can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for all the fun you're going to have at the actual game. Hell, I even used Game Time earlier this week because week number 5, breaking news, I will be at the Thursday night game at FedEx Field between the Chicago Bears and Washington Redskins. Yes, I can't wait to have the rematch,
Nice.
and there will be a bottle of bourbon whiskey that will be wagered on this game between these two hosts here, just like last year where Riverboat Ron was able to edge out the Chicago Bears 12-7, and that Iowa bourbon was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, we'll run it back this year. But hey, like I said, I got over there to Game Time, and you know what I did? I got those tickets right up on the field. Nice deal. And I mean, the best part is too, it's the lowest price guaranteed, and they have a nice event cancellation protection, job loss protection, everything you need, and they show you the images of the seats. So get over there, buy your tickets at Game Time, and snag those tickets without the stress of Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SGPN for $20 off. Download the Game Time app. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And we are back on the NFL Gambling Podcast. Nick Fortune's on fire in the chat. It must be NFL season with Nick Fortune back in the chat. All right, man. So everybody's got their week 1 bets placed. So we'll move along to week number 2. And we'll kick it off Thursday night at the Link. Yeah, absolutely disgusting place, if you ask me. Minnesota going to Philly. They're going to be a 7-point dog at the early look ahead schedule. Minnesota is taking on Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay this weekend. Philly is going to New England here. And I think a tough spot on Tom Brady Day. Do you have an early lean on which way you think this line will move from that 7 points?
I think it starts going the Vikings way a little bit more. I mean, I don't think they're going to be favored, obviously, but I think this drops to probably a 4.5 is my guess. I just think I think the Bucs are going to struggle early on in the season, especially. So I think the Vikings are going to look impressive week 1. And like you said, Tom Brady Day, that's going to be a tough spot for the Eagles and when they play the Patriots week 1. So I think just because of the outcome of that, we're going to have a little overreaction. This number is going to drop from 7.
I agree, and you know what I did? I queued up last year's line. Philly was laying 3 in that Monday night, week 2, ironically. So they played week 2 last year where Kirk Cousins in prime time. I'm with you. I think if you like Minnesota, you grab that 7 right now because I think it's going to be, that 5 or 6 range. If you like Philly, I think you wait because I don't think that they're going to do anything to increase this over a touchdown is what I'm trying to say. So we're seeing eye to eye. So our early lean, if you had to bet it right now, would be Minnesota just from a CLV aspect.
Yep.
Really, really interesting one here, J Mark, because I'm looking forward to hearing your take on this one because me and you and I are both high on this team at home in Duval County. Kansas City laying 3. Who knows if Chris Jones will be back for Thursday or this game. Laying 3 in Jacksonville. What do you think here, man? You taking the Jags right now?
I think so. Speaking of Chris Jones, I'm still waiting for a notification to say he got traded to the Bears, but I'll keep waiting. I think I'll go with the Jaguars here. We've said it before. The Chiefs, they've been known to start a little slow every now and then. They're coming off that second Super Bowl or that Super Bowl appearance there. I think the Jaguars are going to be a little closer than people think. So, give me the Jags, and I'm going to take Jags money line this game no matter what.
Oh, man. You and I have been talking too much this offseason. We're seeing eye to eye, and I'm pulling up what Kansas City did that first year after they won the Super Bowl because I think because if I remember correctly, they started slow out of the gate. They won the Super Bowl, in 2019? They beat Houston in the opener, and then after that they played a bunch of close games. That was the year where they were struggling to cover for a good amount. That year, 2020 and 2021, I think this is a revenge angle too. I don't know. It depends on also how you see Kansas City playing on Thursday night. Do you still think they're going to blow out the Lions?
I think it's going to end up being closer than I want it to be because I'd love to see the Lions get blown out after all this favorite talk. But I think
Lions are good at dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Shout out to One Sharp Shark. Jags are more overpriced than my alimony payments. But I like them. I think they're priced well because I think they're going to catch everybody off guard this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to take the Jags. I think this thing closes below 3. So from a value standpoint, I'm all over Jacksonville. And we see these teams. These teams hate playing in Florida in the month of September. So definitely early lean to the Jags in that week number 2 revenge angle. All right, so this is an interesting one. Vegas. I still call them the Oakland Raiders. They never should have left Oakland. They have no home field in Vegas. Absolutely ridiculous at that stupid dome that they play in.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to a game out there later this month, but not for the Raiders.
Nice.
I'm going to UNLV Hawaii. So
Nice.
I'll be one of 11 people in the stands. So if you see me shirtless, that's me. All right, the Raiders are going to Buffalo, the home opener of the Bills Mafia. Bills are laying 8. This is interesting. This will be a short week for Buffalo, coming off the Monday night game against the Aaron Rodgers-led New York Jets. Where are you going here, J. Mark?
Well, after the Bills get done breaking Aaron Rodgers and blowing the Jets out, they come face the pitiful Raiders. If the Raiders are as bad as I think they could be, and the offense can't move the ball efficiently, they can't stop the Broncos week 1, I could see this number creeping up even more. So I almost like the Bills -8 right now.
We're seeing eye to eye again because I also think with the standalone game, the market, the public will overreact like hell to when they beat the Jets on Monday night. And I think this thing will close double digits. I think this thing's 10.5. The Raiders, man, and I actually think the Raiders might be able to keep it close against the Broncos week 1, but I also think they're really bad. So they might be all in for week 1 against the Broncos. I think this is a grab Buffalo if you like Buffalo now, because I don't think this thing will. I guarantee this thing will not close unless Josh Allen gets hurt below 7.
Yeah, agreed, 100%.
We're agreeing too much, damn it. It's football season. All right, interesting one here. The Baltimore Ravens going to Cincinnati. Ooh, this is a good week 2 game, man.
Yeah, it is.
Rematch of the playoffs. Lamar is healthy as of now for this game. You grabbing the Ravens as dogs here, getting more than a field goal?
I would say yes, but I've been such a Lamar hater this offseason that with all the drama he was causing everything. One Sharp Shark, I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't know whose plane that was. Maybe Moneyline, maybe you can help me out there. But
is that the Russian guy? That's a Russian guy that Putin shot down.
Okay.
You're trying to get us canceled on YouTube.
Right.
So if we go down, it's One Sharp Shark's fault.
That's right. Gosh, this will probably close at 3. So if you're getting 3.5, take the Ravens, as much as I don't want to say that.
My upset pick is Browns over Bengals once again. They own Burrow, so I think it's an overreaction. I think it closes below 3, so I'm all over the Ravens in this. Not that I think they're going to win, but you're giving me a field goal in the NFL between 2 bitter rivals. I will take the points. All right, there. So we agreed. Take the points. I felt a little stronger
find
than
one
you
we
did.
Don't agree. Yeah,
probably the Bears game. Next up, this game. What do we got here? We got LA, the Chargers, Superchargers, going to Nashville. The Titans have an interesting opener. They go down to New Orleans. The Chargers are opening. Why am I drawing a blank on who the Chargers have? Oh, Miami.
Miami.
And an interesting game there. I think they're 3-point favorites. Do you think this thing gets below 3?
I think it goes the other way myself.
I think it comes up.
Titans lose week 1 to the Saints. And I think the Chargers beat the Dolphins. So I think you see this go more towards the 5.5 range.
I have no idea. I can't figure these two teams out. I usually have an opinion, but I don't have an opinion here. I would probably early lean to the Titans because I like Vrabel as a dog at home, but I don't know which way the line's going to move because I could see the Chargers laying an egg in week 1 against the Dolphins in a rematch from last year.
One Sharp Shark can help you out.
Chargers are going to be more disappointing than his sex life. So yeah, one sharp shark's backed up. So I'll take the points, but no strong feel. I'll take the points so that way we can disagree on a game.
There you go. I like it.
There you go. So we're disagreeing. We may have a different opinion here because this is an interesting game. Seattle, team I'm very high on. Go Geno, go. West Virginia Mountaineer going to Detroit. Detroit will be coming off Thursday night, so they have the rest advantage. Seahawks have the Rams, so they have. I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting opener because those two teams always seem to play close games. What's your take here with the Lions and Seahawks? Are you taking the Lions?
I'm taking the Seahawks. I think this thing closes closer to a pick'em. I like the Seahawks this year too. I think they have a good chance at stealing that division from the Niners, and the Lions just as their favorite. I just don't think they're going to come out gassed up. And even if they do, I think they're going to put so much into that game against Kansas City and trying to impress in that game against Kansas City that this is going to be like a letdown after all that.
And this was a recap of one of the more exciting games last year where Seattle won 48-45. That line was Seattle plus 3.5. So a year later, a little more point towards the Seattle Seahawks. I'm with you, man. I think this thing will be close to one or pick 'em. But I also could see an overreaction if the Lions do what the Lions do and keep it close.
Yeah.
I may wait here. I may actually an early lean with the value maybe to the Lions because it may go. Okay. I don't know. I'm interested to see how the market reacts to the Lions playing the Chiefs.
Yeah,
because it'll be a standalone spotlight game. How will if they let's say the Lions lose by a field goal, do what they always do. They come up just short. Do you think everybody comes away going, man, the Lions are really good? That the NFC North is a lock?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So
32-13, they lose to the Chiefs this Thursday.
All right. Well, in your scenario, then definitely grab Seattle. So we disagree. I'm gonna wait to take Seattle coming back. Hopefully it gets to 3. So we'll see what happens. All right. We'll continue this on the other side because first we got to talk about Underdog Fantasy because it has a way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their fantasy pick'em. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on their stats. Then you do the usual, spend your Sundays doing what you always do. Watch the damn football game. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going for 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money. J Mark over at the Old Fashioned Football. Any specific player props you're liking coming into this week number 1? Any players you're looking to get behind in week number 1 to put you on the spot?
Yeah. So, I mean, since we're talking Underdog, right now they have a special going in the pick'em of Patrick Mahomes over half of a passing yard. So I would hit the over on that. And I've been pairing that with Travis Kelce over 79.5 receiving yards and David Montgomery over 40. I think it's 48.5 rushing and receiving yards. Monty is still a guy that is very good, very productive. So take all 3 of those in there, pick them and stack them together. I think that'll get you like 5 times your money or something like that and lock it up.
Oh, man, you could freaking buy a new house with that bet. So get over there. You heard J Mark, and get over there and listen to the Old Fashioned Football. They're giving out fantasy football left and right with all these drafts coming up. But, hey, watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog Fantasy's mobile app and website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code SGPN. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. The Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Hey, and last but not least, you can't forget, we are brought to you by the SGP Patreon. Make sure you check out the Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including the NFL win totals contest with a $1,000 first place prize, plus the weekly Patreon pick'em. How about that? Every single week. Patreon members also double their prize in the College Football Bankroll Challenge. The Patreon is a great way to support the network and fight back all those crooks in corporate gambling. Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon has and will always give out their picks for free. So do so and help out over at the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. And we are back on the NFL Gambling Podcast, talking week 2 look ahead lines, grabbing some value before these line moves and you're shit out of luck. So let's move along here. Oh my God, this is disgusting. Moonoff made us talk about this crooked game. We got Indianapolis going to Houston. It's fitting that Houston is laying 1. Who will be favored when we kick this game off? Actually, I know where you're going, J Mark. You think that the Texans are a sneaky dog, so you're grabbing the shit out of the Texans right now, aren't you?
Though I could see it getting better too. I could see them catching some more points here just because I don't have a lot of high expectations for Anthony Richardson to light it up on the field, except for running. But I think he's going to be more of a liability right now. So yeah, this one's gross. I'm staying away completely. Even when this rolls around in week 2, I don't think I want any part of this.
You heard him. Do not bet your whole bankroll on this gross ass game. Moonoff made us talk about this game, so if you tweet him at the machine and complain, any complaints you got about the show, send it to Moonoff, and he'll handle it. Hopefully, we have a job next week. So anyway, let's move along. All right, I know where you're going here. The Green Bay Packers are going to the ATL, that dome. It's disgusting. What are we doing here, J Mark? A little forecast. J Mark thinks the Packers will start 0-1. Go check out the NFC North preview. Do they start 0-2 here?
Well, I definitely think that after they struggle to stop the run against the Bears week 1, now they go on the road to play the Falcons, and the market's going to go, hey, they're going to struggle to stop the run again. Mm-hmm. And the Falcons are going to be favored by more than 1.5. So I'm taking the Falcons here with the 1.5. But I would actually wait because I think the Packers end up winning this game. And I think they're going to be able to get a couple more points here to be like +2.5, +3.
Surprise, surprise. We're not seeing eye to eye here. I'm higher on the Packers than J Mark is, even though we did give out our 1-2 exactas on the future of the Packers and the Bears. So we faded the hype of the North with the Lions and Vikings. I think the Packers will be favored. So I'm grabbing the Packers right now. That might be my lock at the end of this show. I'm not that high on the Falcons, although the Falcons do have a nice spot to start the season against the Panthers. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We'll flip it right here, J Mark, because the two teams that play the Packers and Falcons are the Bears and Bucks. Already know. I'm all over the place. I thought it was a good transition, and I just completely butchered it. The Bears are going to the Sunshine. What do they got there? They got the little boat in the end zone. Tom Brady's not walking through that door. Bears maybe 2-0 here. J Mark, you grabbing the Bears right now, laying 1.5 in Tampa Bay against Baker?
What do you mean maybe laying 2-0? Guaranteed laying 2-0. I absolutely am. That's right. No, I do think that the Bears are going to win week 1 against the Packers, and I do think the Bucks are going to start slow, even if I have some shares of Baker Mayfield, because I think eventually he does put it together with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, but I think they start slow. So I like the Bears with the 1.5. I think they're going to end up having more points and when they roll into that week 2. So I'd take the 1.5 here, keep it close.
One Sharp Sharks heckling me in the chat. I think, screw your dull knife. So I got the Packers week 1, unfortunately. I'll probably wait to grab the Bears. I think the Bears is a good spot for the Bears, but maybe they overreact. Maybe Baker plays well in Minnesota, man, week 1. They may overreact to a Baker like miracle week 1 get up spot, and then we get a good shot. Maybe we can get the Bears as dogs. If I can get the Bears as dogs, I'm all over it.
I don't know. Baker couldn't get things going week 1 against the Browns last year when he was playing for the Panthers. So why would he this week?
That was pathetic. You're absolutely right. Speaking of pathetic, the Arizona Cardinals are fucking pathetic. They got the Skins week 1. The Giants got the Cowboys in a game I think they can get. I think a lot of question marks with Dak. Mike McCarthy taking over play calling, division rivalry, hatred. The Giants owe them one. If the Giants beat the Cowboys week 1, I don't know where you stand on that game, J. Mark. Does this thing skyrocket above 7?
Yeah, it hits at least 7, I think. So I would take Giants now because they're going to beat the Cardinals by a touchdown or more, in my opinion. So take it now when you're getting just 4.5, and you don't have to worry about a push at 7.
Yep, I'm with you. I think this is a must grab, unless Ron somehow forgets has to win the game and they lose to Arizona. So we can be eliminated. What?
Right.
Anyway, did you know that he didn't know Sam Howell was that good? So that's this edition of
Right.
Ronnie's is what we're calling it. Ronnie's, what Ron just says shit, and it's like, what did he just fucking say? So that was this edition of Ronnie's this week.
Would have started him sooner.
Thanks, Ron. We're eliminated. Thanks for watching the analytics on Carson Wentz. I digress. Moving along on this show on the NFL Gambling Podcast. San Francisco, Rod's Niners going to LA. This will be a home game for the Niners, even though it's in LA because the Rams don't have fans, the Chargers don't have fans in that stupid SoFi dome that they play in. You grabbing the Niners here, or do we think that this thing could drop if Purdy looks a little shaky in Pittsburgh opening day?
I would say that's the problem. They're facing a really tough defense with Pittsburgh. That's going to be a very physical game.
Yes.
I'm taking the Rams in the plus 4.5. I think this drops to more of a 3-point game. Sorry, Nick Fortune, if you're still in the chat. I know you're a Niners fan, but I think Niners lose to the Steelers, and I think they're going to have to really fight to win this one.
I think I agree. I think the Niners are going to start 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree with you. I'm grabbing the Rams here, and I think it may drop to 3.5 once. I don't think Brock Purdy's healthy. I think that they're, and I don't think, and to go up earlier, another reason why I took the Ravens, I don't think Joe Burrow's healthy. I don't think either of those guys are healthy. And anytime you got concerns now on the other side, I don't know how healthy the Rams are either with their guys and where they'll be at this point. So this is kind of a blind, close your eyes and throw a dart at the wall and hope you hit. But with the value home dog here, division dog, I think you got to back the Rams. You and I agree here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Ron's going a mile high to take on Sean Payton. Broncos laying 3.5. Disrespectful to Ron Ease and Sam Howell. Any lean here? Washington obviously has Arizona. I actually think if they beat the hell out of the Cardinals, there might be an overreaction in the market to the Skins. Broncos, they'll play the Raiders, so it could be a smash spot for them. What do you think?
I'm taking the Commanders. I think the Broncos, right? I'll take the Washington football team for 500. No, I think the Broncos, I'm actually higher on the Broncos than a lot of people this year with Sean Payton going there, but I think it's going to take probably 4 or 5 weeks before that all comes together on the field. So at this spot, I think the Broncos start slow. Commanders start fast because they have a really easy game. They can't fuck that up. They just can't. So
I'm going to delete you. I'm going to drop you from the show.
Right. So yeah,
I resign if they lose.
Right.
Yeah, you can replace me on the show if they lose that game, but it would be the most Washington thing to do. I'm gonna grab the Skins too, getting more than a field goal, but I don't think they're gonna win this game. I think Denver's so good in the altitude in September, but from a value standpoint, they played out there a couple years ago. Game came right down the wire. I think it comes right down the wire again, but I think Denver gets it done. So you're giving me more than a field goal? Yes, I will grab those points. Yeah, no, J Marks might be looking for a new co-host if the Skins lose to the Cardinals, because I'm going to be on suicide watch. Just kidding, not realistic. But I will be pissed off. There will be some broken items in my household. But anyway, hopefully I still have a laptop and a microphone. Hopefully those don't get broken if they lose to the Cards. Speaking of, this is a juicy week 2 matchup. Potentially 2 0-1 teams, maybe, if they both drop games in New York. The Cowboys go to the Giants. We talked about it's going to be a close game. Jets take on the Bills, an emotional game. Jets will be on a short week. Bad offensive line issues against that Dallas front. What do you think here, J. Mark?
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest storyline going into this game, I think. But I just can't get a read on what way this line is going to move. My gut says that I hate both of these teams, but I think I gotta lean with the Cowboys here.
Yeah.
I am not maybe it's my anti-Rodgers in me, but I am not buying into this Jets team until they can prove themselves. Really, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is completely turning that franchise around. So I think the Cowboys are going to get a couple more points here.
Could we make a bold prediction here? This line's going to stay right at 3.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense too. Yeah,
That's kind of what I'm looking at this right now. I'm like, I don't see a value on either side. I think it finishes at 3, and we see how the teams look. And just recapping like what happened between week 1 and 2 last year. If there is an injury, for example, remember Dak going down, breaking his finger week 1, and then they went from like a 3-point favorite to a 7-point dog with Cooper Rush. If you get 10 points of a swing, I know it's going to be gross to take, but you got to take that dog, because every team can get up for one game. It's the one game, third string quarterback, the Colt McCoy games, I like to call it. When Colt McCoy went to Dallas, it was like 2015 or whatever, and they were like a 14-point dog, and the line was way inflated. That the quarterback, the backup quarterback, can always pop up for one game. They can rally around him. It's that second, third game after the initial emotional win. We just saw with Utah against Florida in college football the other night, where they rallied around the third stringer, and now we'll see what happens with Utah. But that's kind of my rant on. That's why Cooper Rush kept that momentum. I was surprised that he kept it going last year, but maybe that says a little bit about Dak. All right. Sunday Night Football, interesting one here, J. Mark. Dolphins laying 2.5 under a field goal at the New England Patriots. Could the wrong team be favored by the time it kicks off? It's in New England.
Yeah. I just don't have a lot of faith in the Patriots, though. I know they're good on defense, but I have no faith in Mac Jones. And Tua being healthy, I think this Dolphins team is going to be able to move the ball very well, and even against a good defense like the Patriots. So I think this actually, for me, I think it closes at 3. So I'm taking the Dolphins.
Ooh. I think the Patriots are going to knock off the Eagles. So if I think that, I definitely got to grab the Patriots right here, again, 2.5.
Yeah.
I think it's things to pick them. But this also is my blind trust in Bill Belichick. I thought, as bad as they were last year, the fact that they were right there to make the playoffs was an unbelievable coaching job. To overcome his own coaching job of putting Patricia as offensive coordinator. So, I mean, you mentioned it, man. That defense they got is nasty. They're really good. So I'll take the points with the Patriots. You're giving me a dog with Belichick at home. I'm almost always going to take it. It's like the Steelers. System play for me here. I'll take the Patriots. All right, I think we can get some value here, J. Mark. Saints laying 1 or 1.5 now at the Panthers, Monday Night Football. If you think Bryce Young and those guys are going to suck, is this a good spot to grab the Saints?
Absolutely. I'm all over this Saints 1.5. I actually already bet it when I was looking at these lines earlier today. I'm high on the Saints. They have a really easy schedule too. I think Derek Carr is better than people feel like he was, just because he did play for Vegas. And I think they're going to be able to move the ball. And I do think Bryce Young and his little 5'6" or however tall he is going to struggle. They say 5'8" and 3/4 or something, but I don't buy it.
I think the Saints are a dark horse to win the NFC.
Yeah.
I think if they can get with that soft schedule, if they could take care of business in the NFC South, they could be the 1 seed, because all the NFC East teams are going to beat up on each other. Same with the NFC West. I know you have the Bears going 17-0, but I mean the North, they're going to beat up on each other too. I think the Saints could almost back their way into a 1 or 2 seed based off the soft division. So I'm with you. Take the Saints here, man. I think they're going to be a lot better. I think Derek Carr's coming out party.
And spoiler alert, we are getting ready to release our Super Bowl predictions, I believe, and I think some analysts put the Saints in there. So,
well, hey, you know what? It goes to the theory that we talked about, J. Mark. They were a sexy, trendy pick last year, and everybody's down on them this year. hop in and
Yep.
take them on the bounce back gear. So I like it. I got a couple bounce back opportunities as well. So yeah, check out our graphic. Speaking of bounce back, the Cleveland Browns got a bounce back after that nasty massage parlor that Deshaun Watson was at. They're going to Pittsburgh, laying 1. If you like Pittsburgh this year, this is an auto bet, I think, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely agree. I do like Pittsburgh. I am down on the Browns, so yeah, I love this number getting 1, especially at Pittsburgh.
Well, and I think the Browns are going to beat the Bengals week 1. They're not going to beat the Bengals and Steelers, so I'm betting the Steelers here week 2 as well. All right, man. Well, that kind of puts a bow in it. If you got to give out a week 2 lock right now, if you had to lock one of these puppies in, which one are you looking at? Maybe that last one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I won't say the Bears because I know that's what everybody expects, but the Steelers seems like an easy one. But give me the I won't jump on that one. I'll jump on the Saints in the 1.5. I love that number. I think that's one of the best values on the board for week 2 right now. So yeah, I'll take the Saints.
Love it. Here you go, Kramer. This one's for you. I'll lock up the Giants. I think the Cardinals suck ass, and I think the Cardinals. I do think the Cardinals are going to come to play against Washington week 1 because I think you do see when you're the most disrespected team. Now it's self-imposed disrespect because they've literally cut everybody. But those guys will have some pride on Sunday. I think they will show up and play hard. And I actually think it'll be a competitive game. And hopefully Ron handles the pressure. If not, it's a long year. But I think the Giants, man, the Cardinals are going to give it all out week one Super Bowl effort, and then come back down to earth and probably lose the next 16. To be honest, this team may be ceiling two wins.
Yeah, I mean,
they're pretty bad, man.
I place bets for the fewest wins and the last team to win a game, so I'll be going against them every game until they're the last team that hasn't won.
Yeah, the only thing they're going to be doing is turning on that TV late Saturday night to see what time USC and Caleb Williams play. So
that's right.
Yeah, you can put a bow on that one. He's going to be a freaking Arizona Cardinal. Then we'll see who gets Drake May or whoever. Maybe Deion's kid works himself into the first round. He definitely got the hype going. So anyway, Hey man, we're back on Wednesday. Picking games. No more of this division preview bullshit. I'm so sick of all the previews. We're picking week 1 NFL games, ATS, over-unders, moneyline dogs, round robins, teasers. We got it all going. But before we get out of here, J. Mark, tell everybody where to find you. I know this is a big week for the old-fashioned football, you and Miranda.
Yeah, no. I just finished my last fantasy football draft of the season, unless I get pulled into one more. So that was fun. Finished that today. Check us out at Old Fashioned FB. We're actually going to be live in about 20 minutes here, talking about some guys to pick up before the season starts. So maybe you already went through your draft and you just don't like how it went. These guys, they might be guys that after week 1's over, you can't get them. So we're going to be talking about that. But hop in there because we are live on YouTube now, and we're going to be giving prizes away on Thursday. All you have to do to get entered is hop in today or Thursday or both and comment, and you're entered. So it's that easy.
Absolutely love it. And I actually got a draft here at 9:00 Eastern. So I will be tuned in at the top of the hour to get a little last minute draft advice headed into week 1 of the National Football League. Find me at Moneyline_Mac. If you want to just shit on my picks, shit on whatever I got to say, come right ahead. Bring the haters on. I absolutely love it, especially from you Cowboys, Cowgirl fans, the Deion Sanders lovers. I hate all you. Just kidding. Love you. See you guys in less than 48 hours where we preview week 1 in the NFL. Go check out the main show, the Sports Gambling Podcast. They're going to be live every Friday night at Circa with the VEASAN guys, VEASAN Takeover with the Sports Gambling Podcast. So go check it out. Go check out the college football experience all year long. And that's all I got, man. I'll see everybody Wednesday. See you, J. Mark, on Wednesday. And the season's here. Let it ride.
Sound.